What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to another Invincible Guarding the Globe video. And today we have the Easter event opening, finally. I was going to have this out sooner, but there was a problem with the event. So I thought it'd be a good time to mention to join the Discord. The way you can get there is top left, click social, click the Discord icon, and it will show you join the Discord. So join the Discord. Make sure to check the announcements of things because occasionally there's issues with events, and it helps to be informed rather than not. Now, to get started on this and just catch us up, obviously, Space Racer came out today. I will have a event opening polls video for him later, as well as going over his skills, so don't worry, look for that in a day or two. But I wanted to do the Easter event before it closed. Also wanted to talk a little bit about this. I know we have a lot of new players. So finished out the trophy road here. I invested quite a bit. I have not done all my runs, and I actually do have some eggs as well. But to catch you guys up, we were at about 200,000 currency at shop level 6, as you can see here. And we got some eggs and some decent stuff, so I took some screenshots for y'all. But we have been at shop level 10 for a minute. And the bug was at shop level 10, we were not getting ×5 eggs and the ×5 yellow dossier. So now that we're getting those and we're seeing the rates are normal and the dev said that it's fixed, we're going crazy. So let's pull as many eggs as we can. Also do note that the actual event shop refreshed, and we thought it would, so I'm glad I did most of this before the video. That's also part of why sometimes I don't get these all out at the same time when the hero comes out, because the events kind of refresh. So I bought all of the molecular and special molecular, I bought all of the currency, and I think I bought a couple of the XP, and I definitely bought all the From World Beyond food. So really happy that this refreshed so we can get more of that. And for sure, we're going to go in that order. So really quickly, though, I got some eggs. We're going to buy out all the currency, and we are going to have a fun time hunting down the rest of these rewards. I haven't done the math, but we could really quickly to see how many eggs we actually need total. I can't imagine it's too many, but it's a lot for this event. The rewards also are not bad. They certainly were better in some of the other events, and we had more From World Beyond characters. Having 10, or I think we had one with like Earth's Defenders and From World Beyond rares. Those are pretty goated. I will say having the criminals here is cool, but it's not going to leapfrog your account as far, as you probably would want. Also, the heroes in that faction are significantly worse versus From World Beyond, obviously the best of the best, right? Let's go ahead and claim these while we're at it too, just so I can take a tally. We will add up everything except probably the exceptional pluses to start, just to see how much we would need. And we will kind of have that as a guidance for if we need more. But I think 150,000 currency should be more than enough. I think total in this event, I'm in, I don't know, 300 or 400,000 currency in like maybe, a lot of gems. Probably 15,000 gems, I'm going to estimate. Maybe less, 12 to 15. But we are going to spam refresh. We are going for elite heroes. We are going for yellow dossiers. We're obviously going for cans lock. We are going for equipment tickets, but we will try to be selective. I'm not always going to purchase all because now there's really no point to. I will if it's something super rare like that, perhaps. But my advice, if you guys ever get to shop level 10, would be just to refresh until you see what you want. At that point, your currency is what it is, and if you're opening it all at once, refreshing's fine. But for most people too, just write it out over the course of the event. So we have 2 more days. Wait for those hourly refreshes. That's how you maximize your value. I'm obviously doing this a little bit just for the camera, for the video, for the views. So, do not waste as much currency, but you can min-max a little bit more. But we've had some good luck. I can't complain. We were able to buy out 40 or 50 eggs worth from the previous one in the shop refresh, so that's awesome. We'll get some more rewards, and that's really what makes these worth it, I guess you would say. That combined with, it is an expensive pass. It's a $20 or $30 pass, but the amount of tokens that you get extra is significant. So it almost makes it worth it unless you are a free-to-play player. And, that makes sense that you guys are not spending on these events. No big deal. But if you wanted to see what kind of value you can get out of it if you throw, 50 or 80 bucks at it, you could take a look and see what we get here. So I've already gotten quite a bit. What I've done with my molecular enhancements, just to go over really shortly, was I upgraded my Cecil. I'm still giving him some levels, but we got his skill to 15 down here because the AoE damage is significant. It's 350% and 90% of ally stats. I got his skill to 10 here just to steal all the buffs. He also increases critical damage. Yeah, pretty good, and heals. So very, very good. He needed some levels, and it got my downtown destruction team to hit 2,000 consistently. So with this very kind of low end team. So if you guys are looking for a very, very efficient team, I would recommend getting your Cecil up. Just FYI for this, really, really good. But that's what I've done so far. Nothing else other than that, really. I did get the, new event up a little bit in case I see a lucky hourly refresh. Never a bad idea to get your shop levels up as early as possible for events so you have the best chance of seeing a good hourly refresh, right? Never hurts your odds. We do need to speed through this because, my goodness, we have a lot of currency to spend, and I don't want this to be like a 2-hour video. So I apologize if the pace needs to be a little quick, but I am trying to make this as efficient as possible, but entertaining. Man, these rolls are awful. We do not want special XP. Also, artifact XP. Thought we'd talk about it while we are on the subject of waiting here, since my game is taking forever. The heavier you invest in events like this, and this is the reason I have so many, is these events, as well as art, you will literally, there we go, first egg on the video, you will literally have so much, it will never matter. Like, I don't think it will ever matter if I never get another XP, it won't matter. Oops, currencies. How many special do I have? I have 7,000. Like, how could you spend all of that unless they release a ton all at once? So, just a reminder, you will eventually hit caps. I would say if you have 5,000 of everything, you are probably set. And during the art events, you can trade up. It's a very bad ratio, but you can trade your commons for rares and your rares for specials, just FYI. And if you're an early game player, because we have so many new players, get those specials. Special is really, really hard to get early game, and you will not be stockpiling it because you're a new player. So, ooh, a Dinosaurus, let's go, and a Donald. 2 amazing characters. The best GDA attacker and potentially the best criminal tank. I think we are still deciding if he's the best defender, but he certainly is up there with Komodo as like the only ones as well, right? See, like here, we're just going to buy that hero dossier and skip because I don't need rare artifact XP at all. So it's not really getting me anywhere in my account. The 15 Emmys are low, but we will grab those as we see those. It's not an awful thing. And we're getting a purchase all, We will skip, rare Dark Wings we do not want. The ×3 dossier is also tempting. It's probably not a bad deal, but with how much purchases we're doing, we won't need that. Some Canslock. We've been really lucky with Canslock too. I think I've gotten 30 or 40 pieces already. Ooh, another egg. Let's go. We will purchase all. Okay, we're getting pretty lucky with the egg chips now. Shop level 10 is paying out a little bit here. I'm telling you what. I also have more runs to do. I estimate probably... Goodness, what is the currency per run? I'm going to say I get another 40 or 50,000 currency. So I do have some more runs to do, but I don't have the time to do that before the video. Thought I would get this out for you guys. Just to see, what does it look like to super whale out on an event? Just give you a bit of an insight in how do you min-max stuff. So usually just, really prioritizing stuff. You're like making the acknowledgement you're going to waste currency to refresh, but that's part of the game. If you guys are playing a new character event, like let's say the Space Racer one, right? And you're getting him to shop level 10. So 1%, you're going to have to refresh a lot. So a lot of your gems are going to have to be bought going towards refresh tokens, probably more than currency, because you don't need as much currency. If you had 100,000 currency there, that's going to take you super far, but your refreshes to use that currency is going to be the limiting factor. So just keep things like that in mind. And I know we have had some requests. There are new players that are like, please get a beginner tutorial. There's a lot going on right now. Let me cover this. Let me cover the new Space Racer event and character. And I should have one, let's say, mid next week for you guys. Look for Wednesday or Tuesday or Wednesday. I will get a beginner 101 Invincible Guardian of the Globe. And it will cover ops. I will cover PvP. I will cover long-term strategies and just talk about the game a little bit. And, how to view it. Because I think a lot of players are very short-term with their views of the game and, like, their goals. And even if you're free to play, like, inevitably, your characters are going to get leveled up. Your skills are going to get leveled up. So what do you want to finish first? And then what's your stopping point for a character? A lot of people, it changes, right? It's level 1,000, it's level 2,000, it's level 3,000. Maybe it's a certain amount of stars. I'm personally in the category of stars mostly because it is very expensive to upgrade XP. It is just a very limited resource. So you're not going to have amples amount of it, you know, throwing at heroes constantly. So you gotta pick and choose who gets levels. And remember, you really should be getting levels to the characters that need that have the most stars, because they will get the biggest power increase and stat increase for it. Getting a 17-star robot to level 1000 is not as good as getting a 50-star Komodo to level 1000, right? For example, as they're coming up on the screen, just because his stats are going to be much beefier and you're getting out of your investment more value, right? Like if you're putting in so many stars into a hero and then you give them the levels, then their power goes up. ×5 egg chips, let's go. Unfortunately, it's surrounded by 1 million gold, and we do not care about that. So we are going to literally just grab that and pass. I'm estimating that this is going to run over an hour, so what I'm going to do is just call it a day when we get to, I think, 50 minutes in the video, and then I will just level up and chat a little bit about how we did so far on the event. We'll grab the shop rewards, of course. We'll buy out the shop as much as we can. But just know, I would love to do this for hours and hours. Maybe live stream. Let me know if you guys want live streams of these. I'd be happy to just hang and chat and kind of go through these. We don't get these events too often, so it definitely could be a good chance to do that. I used to stream on Twitch a while ago. It has been some time. Actually, that's why I have a lot of my production stuff. So used to do a lot of gaming, desktop gaming, now mobile stuff. So this is certainly new to me. But if you guys would be interested in like watching just kind of an opening video, long-term format, or live, basically, let me know. Hey, do we start a Twitch? I'm certainly not opposed. We're going to skip on the XP for now. I'm really set on getting elite heroes and as many chances to get eggs right now. We can focus on anything later. That's also a thing, strategies for events. Pace your currency. Maybe the first 1,000 or 2,000 currency, you're focusing something, and then switch it up, you know? Don't get too tunnel focused on just collecting one thing. And then really look, check your inventory, check your heroes tab. Do you even need that hero, etc., etc. Min-maxing these events is key to getting extra copies to save for long-term building, because nothing sucks more than waiting in between an event. Let's say you guys are building Invincible, OG. Well, he's easy enough that you can get him in recruitment, but any other character like Blue Suit Mark, for example, you have to wait for an event. So if you guys do not stockpile copies of him, and you just use all of the copies that you have, you're waiting from event to event. Versus if you can min-max and build and hoard copies after the event, then you can get food whenever, because food, remember, is easier to get, and you can add those stars, and then hopefully by the time you're running out, a new event comes around and you can kind of replenish your inventory. But that's the way I would look at it if you guys want to consistently build lots and lots of stars like I have on some of these characters. As you can see, like my blue suits, I am pretty much ran out of, except one. So I'm not doing a good example, but Omni-Man, here you go. Like an Earth's Defenders event came around, so I stocked up on him. So I should be good for a while. Now, he is free to play, but I am saving up to 100 stars worth. So I never need to build Omni-Man again. And then what I do is basically just use them as food after that. I also have them marked as level 2 to be like, don't use them as food. It just FYI, if you guys ever see my account, that's kind of what I do with those. It just helps me stay organized, so I know what to use as fodder and I know what not to use as fodder. That's being saved for heroes. Because I certainly have like goals and objectives. I want certain ones to be 100 stars, certain ones to be 50, maybe 70. Undecided on some because they're so good. I mean, why would you stop building them? Why stop increasing their power limit? But yeah, you guys get the point of that. But we'll cover some more of that in the intermediate/beginner guide. I'll probably just call it beginner, like 101. And then I'll do an advanced guide with some other strategies that I have accumulated. Maybe a deeper dive into GTA Ops. I think that's a thing that a lot of people need. Like, what am I working towards late game? Well, unfortunately, even the top players really don't have, like, here's the best. We have an idea of what's the best, but we don't have a sandbox to play with all of the GTA Ops to just test things, unfortunately. And it takes a long time to build characters as high as they need to be able to really crush those ops. So unfortunately, it's just something that evolves with time and takes time. As we get new characters like the new Space Racer, who is fantastic, I think he certainly will upset some GTA op meta, perhaps not PvP metas, but I think he'll still be good. So just keep an eye out for that. I'm going to do some testing with him before I make a video. And we are going to do an opening as well, an opening video to see how many Space Racers we can get, because I'm going to go crazy on that event. From World Beyond events, I would always recommend, we're going to pick these 3 dossiers up, I think. They're just honestly not a bad value. any of those new characters, look for obviously a video on their skills to see if they're worth building, because we have many new heroes too that are not. Like, you know, Machine Head was okay, and they slightly changed his kit, but it's just not good enough to hold up with the rest. So I just use him as food. He's a cool character. I would love to have him, but I would love to have a more powered up Doc than I would to have a level 1000 Machine Head. And, you know, unfortunately, there's only so many character slots in the GDA ops, and if you don't have a slot, then there's no point to really build that hero other than for... We're getting some pretty decent rolls, can't complain, for Alliance Warfare. So that's really the thing, is are you building it just to aesthetically look at it in your collection? Are they ever going to actually touch GDA ops? And then 3, are you using them in like PvP, etc.? So if they're not carries and you're not going to use them outside of your roster, be very, you know, careful to waste resources and investments on that stuff. I would just, I know a lot of people do, and it's certainly fun to use this game as a collection. I certainly have heroes I will probably never use in GDA ops, but I certainly am not prioritizing them. Like, now that I'm not using Cape Vincible, I'm probably never using Adam Eve, and my Komodo, unfortunately, even though he's really built, he's just not going to be in any ops for a very long time. They're just going to sit there at 700. I'd love to get them to level 1000. Maybe I will if they're being subbed in. But with all these new heroes coming out, why level those up right now and waste XP when I can continue to give XP to the characters that are being constantly used in ops and will give me increased rewards as a return? So just, you know, kind of keep in mind things like that. Might as well grab this gold while we're at it. This is a 10-minute op, so it is really annoying to refresh all the time. We are getting a lot of yellows, too. I cannot complain about these hero dossiers. How many are we at, too? Let's take a look at recruitment really quick. Oh my gosh. We are 250 yellows and 140 blues. That is... I had a good amount, to be fair, before this event, but that's still a good amount. So it goes to show, when you invest heavily in these types of lottery events, if you guys can, you know, save your gems, save your money for these types of events if you spend, and go crazy on these. They set you up for other events because they give you SME, they give you XP, and they give you dossier. So when we have those clone events that allow you to use, usually, unfortunately, I think last time was blue dossiers only, but you'll inevitably get your value out of the yellows. I mean, it's not bad to have those by any means. I think I had close to 1,000. It took me a long time to spend them down, but we will eventually have events that probably allow those to be used. But the blues for sure you can use in the clone events. So some decent ones. We're really not seeing any ×5 eggs. I saw a blue suit that was pretty good. We're going to pass on molecular enhancements. We are like almost 20 minutes in and we have not made a dent in our currency. And I haven't claimed all the challenges. So this is just going to be a very long video if we don't cut this too soon here. There we go. A Nolan and a Craig. What a great roll. Just wanted to show you guys some good luck, hopefully. Kind of prop this event up and show you guys. This is really how I launched my account from, like, I want to say number 150 to, like, on the board in, like, a month or two. This event shot my character copies, my skills, and gave me a lot of XP up, and the dossiers. And it has just been awesome. I think these events are super great. I could understand people that say, you know, I've heard a lot of feedback, you know, this isn't the most rewarding event. It is if you don't invest in it heavy. I'm sure you guys have heard. It's kind of one of those events that you get out of it what you put into it. And it certainly is an investment. But, you know, if you can do 30, 40 plus runs of the event, you're going to have a pretty payout. So there we go. 5 yellow dossiers. That's the thing that was bugged for a long time. Really happy to see that as well. That's a lot of heroes for free. For 100 currency, that's some big value. And kind of look at those yellow dossiers as that. As great as elites are, if there's an elite in your recruitment shop, a yellow guarantees it, right? If you have a double, even better. All right. See if we can't get some more elites. A yellow. We're going to buy the yellow every time we see, like, SME with it, just because it's so hard to farm that. It's obnoxious to farm special molecular enhancements. Sea Soul is always welcome. An equipment ticket. We're just going to pick up Agent Spider by himself here. And I think we will run this up until, let's say, 30 minutes. Unless we get a bunch more eggs here shortly. Would be awesome. But I think we are very shy of even remotely... Oops, wrong event. if we're very shy of remotely being able to buy the shop out, but let's go ahead and I'm not even going to bother with this refresh. It's going to take forever. Let's go ahead and buy some rewards here. So yeah, the dossiers are very tempting, but you get so many, which is also why I recommended not doing that, because you just get so many from the actual event. There's almost no point. We're going to finish buying out the From World Beyond food, I think, first. Definitely the best value here. You're powering up the strongest characters like Universa, Conquest, Anissa, Krieg in the game. So these just have so much more value than the rest of everything. I do want Viltrumite Nolan if everything else is bought out. The XP is awesome, but you just get it passively anyways. I think I'm going to buy 2 of these. Actually, let's just buy all the ones we can. Why not? Let's just get rid of the eggs. Oh, and those are 2. Is there anything for singles? We'll just buy XP. All right. Now we are reset down to 0 eggs. Perfect. Now let's go get some more. Immediately we get one. What are the odds? And we will purchase all. There we go. OG Invincible is becoming a little more relevant now that he has the Coalition of Planets tag. Although there is no abilities that synergize. Well, they synergize somewhat, but I don't think there's any abilities that like crank up Coalition heroes quite yet. But the new Space Racer does have some synergy with it. So do take a peek at that tag. I believe it's Omni-Man, Battle Beast, Alan, and OG Invincible and Space Racer that all qualify for Coalition of Planets. And a ×5 cans lock with 15 ME. We'll take those. Probably buy these for the rares. Here we go. And we got a Donald and a dossier. We'll take him. I have way too many Donalds saved up. I need lots of GDA food, unfortunately. Anissa with SME. Big. I'm not seeing a lot of eggs, though, unfortunately. Need to see some more of those. I need to spam the refresh a little bit more. Maybe we need to take a break and only go for elites and eggs. I think that's probably the move. Let's go ahead and do that. At least, okay. 2 yellow dossiers, unless it's incredible, right? Then we'll take an exception. Yellows, I'm not gonna pass up, but yellows, elites, we will pass on everything else. Never mind, that's too good. It's too good to pass up on. Yeah, we're gonna pass on that. We just don't need special artifacts like at all. Equipment tickets we will buy. I think we're gonna stop purchasing all if we really don't need to for the rares. Viltrumite Nolan, let's go. He has been so difficult for me to get. I see so many people with him, like, level 1000 already. I don't know how you guys managed. I don't know what you guys wailed on, but I didn't do nearly as efficiently. But hopefully I'll get a bunch from, I'm sure I will, from the Space Racer event. I've already gotten a couple, now that he is a normal in-event character, right? He's not the one that we're going for at 1%. But I think a lot of people are unsure about him, so I just wanted to say Nolan does a lot of damage. He's obviously one of the best characters. What makes him amazing is not only is his base stats some of the highest in the game, his ult does an incredible amount of damage, and it stun locks the enemy. So they're literally just sitting there doing nothing for like 5 seconds. And the amount of damage is just incredible. So, oops, did not mean to click on Machine Head. Food is food for the criminals. There we go, another egg chip. I think let's go until we see like a ×5. Either yellow or egg. I'll take it. And then we will take a small break and we will go buy out the shop. Equipment tickets, let's go. Big. Ranged maulers, we'd love to see it. Recently got my second mauler up to level 1000. Ooh, some cans lock we will take. Ironically, like, I feel like that cans lock joke is going to stay with the show for so long since it's Alan's like favorite snack. So I think they did a good job making like one of the best items in the game, ironically, like a joke of the show. Really, nothing on these refreshes. Okay. Krieg, we'll go for. We're going to pass on all this junk. We'll go for robot. My goodness, we're already at the 25-minute mark. We haven't even broken 100k currency. There's just no way to do this quickly. Unless you were just purchasing all constantly, I guess. We'll grab the 3 dossiers. I feel like it's a decent value. Okay, blue suit, big. Definitely need all the copies of him that we can get. We're going to pass on that. 2 elites. Let's go. I did not mean to refresh, but thank God it was a red rush. We'll take Omni-Man and yellow. There we go. An egg. Man, these ×5 eggs are very rare. What is it? 0.25? 0.25. I'm not seeing a lot. To be fair, that's like a new hero at like where I could see. What's that? What's that and equating to new heroes? It's like trying to get Space Racer on level 2. On shop level 2. I guess it is very difficult, but I mean, I have a ridiculous amount of refreshes technically, so I should not have purchased all there. That's okay. Ooh, that's probably a decent purchase all though. So maybe we'll just go until we see one more egg, and then we will go to the shop. And I will probably call it there. I do not want to make a 2-hour video of doing pulls as much as I would love to. A little more fun if it's live. So that's why I was suggesting it if you guys would be into that. All right, cool. Egg ship. Boom, done. And a Donald and SME. Sure, why not? Okay, the game won't stop giving us good rolls. I guess we're going to wrap these up real quick. Okay, boom. Let's go to our shop. Man, I'm so used to clicking at the top. When they do 2 events at once, it's like always throwing me up. All right, so we're going to get these later, like I said, so unfortunately I probably won't buy these out. I'm going to spend the rest of mine, and you guys probably should too, on the SMEs currently. So these are most definitely the best, I think. Value, it's just so hard to farm. Followed up by, if you guys are new accounts, buy this XP. This is a lot of XP. Not a ton for me, but it's certainly more than the red, because I get about that every run, almost. From red, I get like 500 or 600. So versus this is like 7 or 8 runs of training gain. So keep that in mind. Also weigh your options there. Very, very, very last, I would get the Tether Tyrants and then the Dinosaurus. I would probably get literally everything down here first. Then I would go buy these. Then I would buy Nolan. Then probably Dinosaurus and then the food. Like any of those are replaceable there at the end, but that's probably what I would grab. And in terms of value, let's take a look at how many heroes we got in terms of elites. I'm sure it's a considerable amount, and remember that this is like maybe 20k currency spent. I did not even spend all of mine. Obviously, we have a ton of the rares that we need to craft, so this is going to be a while for me sitting in here, but this is going to be a lot of stars. Oh my goodness gracious, there's a lot. A lot of good stars for hopefully Nolan. Getting him to 18 stars would be great to get him to level 1000. I'd like to get my second Universa some more stars and just finish her at level 1000 as well. Debating finishing Thula because she's already at 10 stars and she's not great, but she's like halfway there. So I'm debating just finishing that so it looks aesthetically pretty here on the hero screen. That's where we are at with our account. And from World Beyond Faction, I'm really stoked to boost a little bit more with the Space Racer event. So look for the new hero video dropping soon and covering his skills. And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.